What's up guys, David Chirac here. Today we are back doing some more Radiohead album reactions. I just did a reaction to Hail to the Thief, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out. I've done pretty much almost every Radiohead album at this point. All we have left are the King of Limbs, we have the Bends, and we also have, I believe, Pablo Honey to do as well. Today I'm checking out the King of Limbs. Now this is the 2011 release from Radiohead. This is following In Rainbows, and In Rainbows is personally one of my favorite Radiohead albums. It's probably top 2, I would say. So I'm interested to see how they followed this up, or how they followed In Rainbows up. And it's interesting because this is actually Radiohead's shortest album, I believe. At least it's the shortest one I've listened to so far. This thing is 37 minutes here, only 8 songs. So that's a little bit interesting. I have seen some mixed feelings and thoughts on this, saying it's probably Radiohead's worst album. So I'm just interested and excited to get into this because apparently it is pretty different to most of Radiohead's stuff. So yeah, Radiohead, the King of Limbs. Let's hop right into it. All right, so actually some thoughts going into this. I did do some reading on Genius here, and it says that this is once again more of an electronic type album here. And I've seen some people comment that this thing gets kind of repetitive. So I have that just in my mind going into this, that it might be a little bit repetitive. Track number 1 is Bloom. Oh, also I wanted to mention that I saw some comments down below that you guys wanted me to react to the From the Basement version of this, a live version. I searched that up on YouTube, and it's like an hour long, and it does have some extra songs in there, so I'm not going to do that for a first reaction, but I will check that out on the side, and I'll check it out after this video or whenever I get time. Because I did see the In Rainbows From the Basement, and that was absolutely beautiful. Seeing them play this stuff live, and seeing Tom just sing live is amazing. So I'll probably check out the King of Limbs From the Basement after this video. I just wanted to get the full, like, what they intended for when they released this album. I want to get that experience. So yeah, we're going to be checking out the Spotify version here, the actual version. Track number 1 is Bloom. Let's go. Nice reverby stuff. I will say this is pretty repetitive so far. I'm hoping for a change up here. You just have this I mean, it started off with the piano there. The piano's kind of fading out in the back, and now you have this bass line. You have this weird little drum beat here. I can definitely see the vibe that this is going to be going for right off the bat here. But I'm hoping this track does switch it up a little bit. These like swirling vocals. Okay, they switched it up a bit. So atmospheric. I was gone, bro. I was gone. Bro, I'm too tired for this. I'm too tired for this. If all the tracks are like that, I might be asleep by the end of this video. I might be asleep, bro. That was such a vibe. I was kind of getting bored at first, but as soon as I stopped the song to say that, they kept adding stuff. The vocals got more lush. More electronic stuff, just ambient stuff floating around, and so I gotta stop. I got a new chair, so I actually have like back support now, but I gotta try and stop spinning. But yeah, that grew on me as it went by. Really atmospheric. Loved the vibe of it, and it was kind of putting me to sleep. I'm kind of tired after that one. Not in like a boring way. It was putting me to sleep, just like in a peaceful, calm way. You know, that wasn't a terrible start. It's just, I don't know if the whole album is like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it. But yeah, not a terrible start. We're going into Morning Mr Magpie. I don't know why I struggled to say Mr. Okay, let's go. album's cool. It's really cool. What an opening line. That vocal's really nice. Yes. Yes. And we're back. That's cool. What's gonna happen? I'm actually like, this is like having a crazy effect on me. Like, when I started this video, I felt like super awake, and 2 tracks in, I'm like, my eyes are like about to close. Like I'm about to fall asleep. But it's not from boredom. That's the cool thing. It's literally not from boredom. It's just like, it's so peaceful and so calm and just so easy on the ears that I feel like I could just fall asleep to this. So far, I'm not getting what people are saying about this. I mean, I can see where they say it's repetitive, because it is technically repetitive, but I feel like that kind of works to its advantage, because it makes this really just like entrancing kind of feel where you're just kind of like, you're just vibing to it, and it's just, it takes you away. Morning Mr. Magpie. Morning Mr. Magpie. Another good track. Another just really good track. I just love all these sounds that are coming together. It's really, like I said, easy on the ears, and it's really peaceful, and I really am enjoying it. So let's keep going little by little. I feel like we're in a Western or something. I could tell this would be so good live. That like drum beat is so entrancing. Another pretty solid song. Probably my least favorite so far of the first 3, but still pretty solid. I feel like it kind of had the same formula as the first 3 so far. And yeah, it's a little bit repetitive, but I don't think this album, so what I'm getting from it so far, I don't think this album is going to be something I put on if I want to hear like the most challenging Radiohead or the most like layered Radiohead. I think this is something I put on if I just want to vibe. If I just want to vibe, this is something I would put on. Or if I want to fall asleep to something, I could put this on. Yeah, so far, I mean, it's not like the most amazing Radiohead album I've heard so far, but I can definitely see the appeal of it. I can see the occasion in which I would listen to this and I would appreciate it. So little by little, solid track. We're going into Feral. Okay, let's go. A lot of similar like drum beats too. Really like electronic feeling drum beats in a weird way. This is like the most stripped back one so far. That was beautiful. Yes, the chopped up, yes. Wow. This is great. I was gone, bro. That track completely just made me zone out and just be in a completely different place. I wasn't even here. I forgot I was doing a video. I didn't even really say anything. Feral. I'm like kind of conflicted how to feel about that song because I liked it. I actually really liked it on a first listen. I just don't know if I'll be able to listen to it again and get the same effect out of it. Because I don't know. It's just so like stripped back. At least the beginning part, that I don't know if it's going to be as entertaining as this first time. But I really liked those chopped up vocals in there. I thought those fit really well. And that drum beat, even though it did feel kind of unnatural and just not very like real, the whole track kind of felt inhuman. But what I was saying about the drums, even though they did feel like that, I didn't get tired of them. I actually really enjoyed listening to them throughout the whole track. They had just a great just driving rhythm to them, and it was that's really what kept me locked into the entire track, was the drums. Those were like the entrancing part that really made me lose what I was doing. So yeah, I actually really liked that. Feral, at least on a first listen, once again, that might be one of those tracks where it's just good on a first listen and I don't like it as much the more I listen to it. But as of right now, really enjoyed it. We're going into Lotus Flower. Let's go. Like a dissonant note there. Oh, I forgot to mention Lotus Flower. This is the most popular one on the album, and this is the one that I've heard the most about. I've heard Lotus Flower. I've heard that title before, so this must be pretty good. I'm waiting. I'm not loving it so far, but we'll see. It's definitely the most catchy one so far. That synth is nice. That reverb is still going on those vocals. That was great. You can definitely see why that is the most popular song on this album. I feel like it's the most catchy. It has a nice, really catchy little bass line there, and I feel like Tom's vocals are the most catchy on that one as well. I feel like that song has the classic Radiohead kind of vibe to it, that tinge of sadness, but still being beautiful at the same time. And yeah, that synth was beautiful. Those synth notes just tied everything perfectly together. I can't really find anything to dislike about that track. That was a really good one, and you can definitely see why that is the most popular song on this album. And I want to see that one live, because I feel like that one would be super cool to see live. So this is getting me even more hyped to check out the From the Basement version of this album as well. So yeah, let's keep going. Codex. Is that some trumpet? Whoa. Yes. The trilling strings. Oh. So good. So good. That's really good. That's a really good song. Now we get the birds chirping. Yes. Yes. All right. Goes into the next track here, but Codex, another just fabulous, fantastic track. I don't know what people are talking about. Unless these last two tracks here just completely suck, I don't know what people are talking about. This album is great. This album is really great. Is it the most catchy, the most upbeat? I mean, no Radiohead song is really upbeat. Is it the most ambitious or all over the place or adventurous as other Radiohead albums? Probably not, but I don't think it's trying to be. To me, this is just a nice vibe. It's just a nice vibe. You just put this on, you just vibe. Like this is seriously, if I needed something to calm me down, this might be what I would put on. Like, it's so calming. Everything is just so subdued. Like, even the piano on that track, it was super muffled, super just buried and just kind of muddy. And pretty much all the instruments on that track were super muffled and muddy. But then you had Tom's vocals on top of that were crystal clear, and it just made this really beautiful, calming vibe. And I loved the strings that came in there doing their little trills. I believe that might have been a bass, like a stand-up bass, at one point in there, which sounded amazing. And yeah, so I'm not really getting where the hate for this album comes. I mean, maybe not everybody hates it, but I definitely have seen people say that it's probably not, or they think it's Radiohead's worst album. but it's not the case for me so far. We still got 2 tracks left, but it's pretty freaking good. Give Up the Ghost. Let's go. Oh, it scared me. I just brought the color. I just brought the life back into everything. The acoustic guitar. I love this. I love this. I feel so calm. I feel so calm right now. Holy frick. Alright, Give Up the Ghost. I don't even know really what to say. I feel like this whole video I haven't been saying much because I feel like it's kind of hard to comment on. Once again, another beautiful, just calming track. I loved the acoustic guitar throughout that thing. Beautiful vocals. And so far, I mean, we got 1 track left, but this album really has the vibe of being kind of unfinished, but it's unfinished to its benefit. It doesn't seem like it's not unfinished in a bad way where it's thrown together and just clearly no time was put into it. There's clearly time put into it, but it also has this kind of vibe to it that this kind of not amateurish vibe. I can't find the right word. It's just like this vibe where not everything has to be like perfect, and I just feel like not everything has to be played perfectly either for this to sound good. Like it gives this vibe that it's okay with its imperfections kind of, and that kind of adds to the calming vibe that I was talking about. It's super calming, and that imperfect nature to it kind of adds to that, and it kind of enhances that. So yeah, I'm loving this. As long as this last track, Separator, doesn't mess things up, this is just another great Radiohead album. Let's keep going. Last track, Separator. Yes! Oh, yes! What are we doing? This just makes me so happy, bro. There you have it. Radiohead, the king of limbs. That last track there, Separator, great ender to what I thought was a great album through and through. I don't know what people are saying, bro. This. Let me lower myself a bit and come up a little bit closer. This is a great album. I mean, there's really nothing to complain about. I mean, the one complaint I guess you could make is that it might be a little bit repetitive, and I could see that. But I also don't think it's the type of music that's trying to be the most adventurous or do the most crazy stuff. It sets this vibe. You just ride and you just float through this ambient kind of vibe, but it's not all ambient. It's not all ambient. But it's a super cohesive sounding album. There didn't sound like there was anything that was out of place. All the songs felt like they flowed into each other really well. Tom's vocals, while they weren't the most amazing vocals I've ever heard Tom give, they were subdued, and they gave the instrumental a lot of room to shine, and the instrumental and his voice were both subdued, so it really just meshed together really well. You don't need like any crazy vocals on top of this. I feel like that would just ruin it. So the vocals enhanced the listening experience of this album, And once again, I feel like I'm guilty of this, and I guess lots of people are guilty of this, of just wanting like the most adventurous or most insane or most like just the most stuff happening in music. And that's not always the case. Sometimes you just gotta have something that's an easy listen that you can just vibe to, and something that's just easy on the ears that you can kind of not like turn your brain off to, but just relax to. And this is exactly what that is to me. This is a super calming, super peaceful. I mean, this thing just made me happy, honestly. Like, and that's rare for a Radiohead album. I know this isn't like a happy sounding album, but this thing just kind of put me at peace. It's super peaceful, bro. Super peaceful. And you wouldn't even really guess it by looking at the album cover, because it doesn't look peaceful, but yeah, I like the length of it too. 37 minutes, that feels appropriate. None of the tracks overstay their welcome. They all come in, do what they're supposed to do, get out, and they don't waste any time. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I don't really see what people's complaints are about this album are. I mean, once again, I get the repetitive thing, but I don't think this is one of their albums where you're going to see a bunch of different changes in a song and a bunch of different stuff happening. And it's not like this album didn't take risks, because it did take risks. It just took quiet risks. The risks that it did take aren't going to be things that jump out at you, because pretty much the whole thing is really subdued. So even the risks that they do take on this album, if they're not the greatest thing you've ever heard, they're also not the worst thing you ever heard. They kind of just happen, if that makes sense. But yeah, this was, to me, like right off the bat, this feels like a combination of Kid A and In Rainbows. And it makes sense because this is after both Kid A and In Rainbows. Just sonically, that was the vibe that I was getting, a kind of a mix of Kid A and In Rainbows. I mean, you had the more ambient stuff and electronic stuff with Kid A, but a lot of the guitar melodies and a lot of the vocals, and even though some of the string passages as well, reminded me a lot of In Rainbows. So that's the kind of vibes I'm getting right now off of this first listen. And once again, this is just a first listen. This actually might be one of the albums that I don't like as much on further listens, because there is not as much happening, but I don't know. It does its job. This would be something I would just put on to vibe to if I needed something to relax to, maybe fall asleep to. I don't know. It's still really well done. And once again, it does have that kind of imperfect quality to it that makes it just feel even more human to me and even more relaxing to me. So yeah, Radiohead, The King of Limbs, really enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing some more Radiohead. I'll probably do another poll to see which one you guys want me to do next. We got The Bends and we got Pablo Honey left, so we got Radiohead's first 2 albums left to do. And after I actually do all of these albums, I really want to do a Radiohead album tier list where I rank every single Radiohead album. So let me know down below if you want to see a video like that. I could even do like a song. I think they have like the Radiohead Madness brackets where you rank every song. I know they do have some other albums as well. They have like live versions of stuff, but I'm just gonna do like their main releases. I'm not gonna do like freaking, I might be wrong, Radiohead or In Rainbows Disc 2. I'm not gonna do those. I'm just gonna do their main albums, and then, like I said, hopefully do a Radiohead tier list after that. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed it down below. I know I didn't talk much in this video because I feel like this album just didn't lend myself to talking that much, because it was just one of those you just vibe to. So yeah, Radiohead, King of Limbs, really enjoyed it. Definitely a vibe. Bye.